See, I haven't got to the age yet that I enjoy whiskey for the taste. I can taste the difference, but do I ever go out of my way to be like, I need a nice whiskey and over the rocks?
Shit, I'm already there.
when you're not into like whiskey or you're not into wine, it feels like a conspiracy when everyone else is talking about the differences in the flavors.
Yeah.
You're like, you're all fucking with me.
No, because I remember
it all tastes like paint thinner to me.
Yeah, no, because I remember like I only
isn't.
got into whiskey, or I started to like I guess get whiskey, quote unquote, maybe like a few years ago. Because before then I was like, nah, this tastes like paint thinner. This is horrendous. And now that I'm into it, I'm not quite at the level of like I can discern the difference between the different whiskeys, but I do kind of understand when whiskey heads are just like, yes, this gives a smoky flavor. Or like
I can smell the smoke because it's like, if I fucking put smoke.
But before, like a couple of years ago when I was into it, I'm just like, nah, it all just smells terrible to me. Like I don't know the difference, but now I get it.
I'm gonna be real. I think that way about wine. The more I become a wine connoisseur, I guess, which is a fancy way to say alcoholic. The more I've gotten to like drinking different wines, I'm like, okay, wines come in two categories: wine I like and wine I don't like.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say red and white. It's like shit.
Well, I feel like this is why I'm probably a bad wine enjoyer. Is that I just generally enjoy every wine I've had, except for like very, very cheap, like $5 wine.
Yeah, I know the wines.
We've had some nights on cheap wine, and you were enjoying it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Depends how drunk we are.
First of all, everybody knows. At least anyone who drinks fairly often. The first drink is when you bring out the expensive stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Every
of
drink
course.
after that,
Just
you can
get cheaper.
You just buy the shittest stuff because you're like, I don't give a fuck now. I've already had my one enjoyable drink.
Exactly.
It's like craft beer as well. It's like the first craft beer is delicious. The fifth one is just no different.
What do you think then is the one type of alcohol that no matter how old you get, no matter how much your tastes change in life, you don't think you'll ever come around to?
I just can't see a world where I like whiskey.
I can't do tequila.
Baijiu.
Or tequila. Yeah, tequila.
Really?
Yeah, I every time I've had it, it just tastes like paint thinner.
I really like Boiis.
What is this then?
It's the Chinese one. It's the Chinese spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds scary.
It is scary.
It is scary because it's like a stupidly high alcohol level.
You know,
that
also
makes sense.
sake. I've tried to get into it.
Sake for me is like whiskey. I used to not like it, and now I actually can. I've gone one step beyond with sake. I can now taste the difference.
Chris gave me this yogurt sake one time. It was literally just a yogurt drink that had sake in it, and it was really good. But I imagine if you drank too much, you'd easily throw up.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that about anything.
Well, milk plus alcohol feels like a deadly combo. That feels like a combo asking for suffering.
Yeah, but you can say that about like if you drink like too much water, you can throw up.
Well, I mean, listen, you have to admit that it's easier to throw up on yogurt than it is to,
obviously. Yeah,
you can like curdle and stuff.
yeah.
But I've seen this guy that's being like recommended on my YouTube shorts recently, and his entire channel is based around going to a bar and ordering the most expensive drink there.
Okay.
And then just making a cocktail out of that drink. Like, it's like every time he goes up to the bar, he's like, how much is a shot of this cost? And people are like, oh, this is like $200 a shot or something.
God damn.
And he's like, can I have that in a cocktail? And I'm waiting for the one time there is going to be a bar manager that says, fuck off.
Well, I mean, they probably have, but he probably just didn't upload it.
He probably just caught them,
When I was in Vegas, I went to this party, and it was on some rooftop of a casino, and yada yada yada. And it was an open bar. So naturally, when you hear it's an open bar, you want to order the most expensive thing on the menu because you're just like, I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had a beer that costed $30. Just a beer. And I was like
a regular pint of beer.
Just a normal beer. It cost $30.
Okay.
And everything else was like 10, 15.
Yeah.
It's American, it's expensive. I was like, well, I want to see what the $30 beer is.
Yeah.
And they pull it out, and it's like this tiny little beer.
Okay.
Like this glass. Kind of like a grenade.
Not even a pint?
No, it's like 250, 300 mils.
What the fuck?
And it's 14%.
That's a wine. That's a wine.
It's basically a wine.
That's a wine, yeah.
Well, actually, because when I went to Rotterdam and I tried wild beer, it was just wine.
Yeah.
Because I guess the way they ferment can be similar. I'm not sure, but anyway, tried this beer, and I was asking the guy, I was like, why is it so fucking expensive? He's like, oh, it's from Belgium, and it's the highest grade of beer. And I was like, okay, no. Beer is this every person's drink. This is not a thing that is meant to be turned into like a Louis Vuitton. With there is great beer, but beer should never be more than like $10 a pint.
Sure.
I mean, obviously inflation and whatnot. But generally, it's the staple alcohol. And that's when I just realized, man, every time I go to America, I find out some new thing that's super expensive and I've never heard about because people just want to feel like they're buying the best of the best thing ever.
But like legitimately though, I always
it's that blue one. It looks like that blue label on
the very left.
It looks very similar to that, but like small. Whatever that was. It looks kind of like that.
Chimay.
I don't know if it was that brand, but it was very small and it was a blue label. Maybe the view is in the.
I mean, you can get a full pack.
I don't think it's that one.
You can get a full pack for $28.
But I mean, I was in Vegas, so there's a high chance this could be just a $10 beer where they've marked it up.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Is that like whenever I see all of these like super expensive like whiskeys or wines or anything like that, like I legitimately wonder, okay, does that price just come purely from like the fact that they're using like the best grapes or the best ingredients or whatever it is, or is it just marketing?
Marketing. Generally marketing.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
well, you know, like the founder of like, well, at least one of the co-founders or co-owners of, I don't know what the chain is called, but basically the one who owns all the luxury brands like Rolex, Louis Vuitton, and whatnot. It's like the second richest man on earth.
Yeah.
Like overtook Elon Musk at one point during the pandemic.
Damn.
Which just goes to show how much money is in these luxury goods things if it can make this one guy the richest man on earth. Because there's just way too much profit because these brands, they cost barely fucking anything.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like have you seen those YouTube channels where they tear apart like Coach or
the big like fucking bags of Coach?
He just tears them apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, this is probably $30.
I know the exact guy you're talking about.
He literally just gets a Coach bag, tears it apart, cuts it all up. And he's like, okay, this is good technique here. They've attached, but it's some European dude.
Goddamn.
Yeah, a lot of the time these bags that cost $2,000 are literally like $40.
Oh, yeah,
That includes like labor to build.
Yeah.
What do you think is an expensive item that is actually worth the money? And is there anything that is worth having a really big price tag on it? Because, you know, I feel like some people can make the same argument maybe for technology as well. Because, you know,
I don't know. I was going to say technology to the answer to your question because I feel for the most part, like, you know, the where it gets expensive is when you start to kind of go overboard with how much it's actually capable of. Whereas if you buy the stuff that just does what it's supposed to be, you know, what's supposed to do, for example, then I think in this day and age, it is pretty affordable for what it can do, right? Like a graphics card, for instance, is not that expensive unless you go like the really fucking. I'm talking like
cheap
I'm talking like the really
ones.
like fucking overkill ones, right? Where it's like it's cool to have, but it's not like necessary to play the majority of games, right?
Yeah, for streaming it's kind of,
well, for streaming, sure, you know, but you know, for a lot of people, that's like their job or their hobby, right? So they're willing to spend it on that.
But even more so on like stuff like camera equipment, you know, which is in entire range of, hey, do you want to just take a photo or video on your phone versus buying 15 grand cameras?
Yeah, exactly.
Then, even then it's like that 15 grand is only a solid investment if you know what you're doing. But a lot of these camera companies now, they advertise saying, hey dude, this will make you're a great photographer.
Yeah, exactly. But
they're getting really advanced. What's a good thing that's worth the money? Is there something that I've spent money on where I really feel like every dollar was worth it?
A house.
That's probably one of the.
It goes to that level, you know, when we think about stuff like that, right?
Honestly, we got all very nice desks, and I feel like they were very worth the money.
The standing desks.
It sounds so stupid, but like a fucking nice desk feels so fucking good.
Yeah, totally.
Stuff like that, where I'm like, just little things, and I'm like, my coffee machine. Actually, there we go. Worth every fucking dollar, dude. Worth every fucking dollar. That $2,000 that I spent on that thing, I think I've already saved $2,000 on the coffee I would have bought.
True.
I still haven't bought beans for it because people keep buying me beans for either my birthday or whatnot. So I've still never bought my own beans.
Well, that's what you're saving all the fucking money.
Yeah, dude. So I'm like, and I had this big brain idea. I was like, man, I hate having coffee outside of my house now. I was like, I hate buying a coffee because I feel that like I have this machine that's great and I like the taste of it and I can make it the way I want. So I was like, I should just fucking get a bunch of to-go cups.
Right.
So if I'm leaving the house now, I'll just make a coffee in the morning, put it in the to-go cup, and just take it with me.
A good office chair. I got a new office chair recently, which was not like a gaming chair.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm just gotten to that age, but it has been.
I want
like,
to get rid of my gaming chair as well.
Yeah.
like a proper like ergonomic chair.
Yeah, like a proper ergonomic office chair.
True.
It was pretty damn expensive. Definitely more expensive than.
Yeah. What's that?
Herman Miller is the one.
Herman Miller.
It's a Herman Miller one.
Yeah. Okay.
And literally sitting on that, immediately you notice the difference in comfort. But it's definitely after you are sitting there for like 8 to 10 hours during like a big grind session at work, you're like, damn, okay, this is making a massive difference. And I can only imagine how much that extrapolates over time.
I'm definitely debating to get rid of my gaming chair. And swap it with like an ergonomic one, because it's like at first it was cool, when I think when we all got one, it was kind of at the peak of like everyone was getting these big gaming chairs. But like, I don't know, nowadays I sit on the thing and I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's just not as comfortable in long periods of time.
I think I really like mine, but I think that when I'm sitting in it for like 12 hours sometimes, I think it's just too much.
Also, it's a pain in the ass to clean.
I've never cleaned.
That's a real gamer right there.
You have to clean chairs? No.
Wait, you clean your chairs?
Yeah, I do.
I've never cleaned
I've never cleaned my chair either.
Well, because my gaming chair has like the
jacking off in it?
No, I mean yes, but
that's a fucking lie. That was the biggest lie. Total trash.
He's jacking off in it. That's why he's cleaning it.
Yeah. It's not my number one position, but
okay.
it's number two. But like you know how the gaming chair has like it obviously has like the neck pillow and then also has like the waist pillow. If you look behind those, like it collects like a lot of dust and just gunk and shit. So you should probably check it out.
Do you have?
No.
Do you have the butt indent in your chair?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I wanna. The only reason I really want to get a desk chair, a different one, is because I actually don't want one that goes all the way up. I kind of want one that's cut off of my shoulders.
Like these ones.
Yeah, because when I was using a green screen, it was really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And I just think it looks nicer. Well, because
it's in the shot.
It's in the shot.
Oh,
it's cut
okay.
off and the green screen's like
right.
Also, they take up so much goddamn space.
Yeah, so I had an old one, similar size to the ones that we have upstairs. And she's huge. It was literally the biggest gaming chair available. And my mum called me up and she was like, "Can we get rid of it? Because it's still in the UK."
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, it's just in the way." And it's like, "Mum, it's okay.
It's fine.
Get rid of it.
It's fine."
So just getting rid of that. I don't know if she'll get money for it. We'll find out.
How much do you think posture actually matters? Like, I know as an Asian parent, posture was drilled into me as a kid, but
as someone with bad posture, I think it's quite important.
In the long run, it's definitely important.
Yeah, I think it's very, very important.
You don't want to end up like those Japanese old people you see in the station every now and then, walking at like 90 degrees,
Oh, God, yeah.
Your posture is very important.